my name is Lisa Dresden, and I'm the program manager for the Talent Search program at Arizona Western College. Manny was invited to present to our Talent Search students, grades 6th through 10th. It was our first virtual STEM summer camp that he presented at. So Manny was very relatable to our students. It was interesting for me to see how fast they were able to relate to him. I think it was based on the story that he shared about his experience when he was young, so they were able to relate to that. They had a chat box going on, and so the students, as he was telling his story, they were making comments, they were getting excited about it, they were asking him questions. It just seemed like they really got into it, and then later they were able to share quite a lot of personal information about themselves as well. He's one of my students. He's a 6th grader. During the presentation, he was one of the ones I got to share with the group about his moment, and he shared a lot of personal information. In fact, at one point, my coworker and I, we were chatting also back and forth with each other, and we were surprised at how much he was sharing. And yes, it did touch us. You know, it was kind of like, wow, I can't believe he's been through all that. He's such a great kid, so strong, so positive. And it was just really neat to see that he was able to share so much and open up to the group. But Manny's presentation, I was engaged the whole time. I saw my students engaged the whole time, whether they were asking questions or interrupting his story or putting questions in the chat box. We really had no idea how our virtual camp was going to work. So having a presenter present virtually, we didn't know if the kids were going to be engaged or not, but they were engaged the whole time. So yes, I definitely recommend having Manny present. After the presentation, they didn't want to end the camp, that was for sure. They wanted to keep talking. They started sharing, saying, wow, if I, got to share everything about my life, I would have a book. And then someone would say, mine would be a huge book or something, everything I've gone through. So they were still, continuously starting to share back and forth in the chat box. A lot of them formed a lot of relationships. They were sharing their Snapchat names, their Instagram names, all their social media so that they could keep in touch with each other. They bonded so much, and then, ending it the way we did, they just seemed like they got really close with each other at the end and didn't want it to end. One of the questions we asked was, what does the noise represent from the presentation by Manny Vasquez? So I thought I would share some of their answers with you. They said the noise to them was, one said negativity, another student said things that have gone wrong in your life, another said expressions, another student said mean thoughts about yourself, and another one said to be woke. So those were the answers that we got back about what they learned about what the noise is in their life. And then one of them we asked, what was your favorite part about the camp? And they called it the noise presentation. Another student said, that they felt some kind of relief to get rid of that noise. So it had the roller coaster effect, where they were going up with the story, then they kind of went down as they were sharing their personal information, and then they kind of went up with the support of everybody that was on the chat with them, and then Manny talking to them and, kind of helping them understand how to get rid of the noise and focus on other things. They seemed to really enjoy it and, got very involved with, talking with you, and, the chat box was blowing up. They had so many comments. They would love to have another presentation or interact with you again in some way.